Hello wonderful friends, how are you doing today? I hope you are doing very well wherever you are. Please, if you have not subscribed to this channel, I plead with you, please subscribe to my channel. This evening I have a wonderful news for you, and this news is somehow sad, a very sad news. Chad's President Idris Deby dies after clashes with rebels. Chad's President Idris Deby has died of his injuries following clashes with rebels in the north of the country at the weekend, the army has said. The announcement came a day after provisional election results projected he would win a sixth term in office. The government and parliament have been dissolved. A curfew has also been imposed and borders have been shut. Deby, 68, spent more than 3 decades in power and was one of Africa's longest-serving leaders. An army officer by training, he came to power in 1990 through an armed uprising. He was a long-term ally of France and other Western powers in the battle against jihadist groups in the Sahel region of Africa. Deby breathed his last defending the sovereign nation on the battlefield, an army general said on state TV on Tuesday. He had gone to the front line, several hundred kilometers north of the capital, the Jamena, at the weekend to visit troops battling rebels belonging to a group calling itself FACT, the Front for Change and Concord in Chad. A state funeral is due to take place on Friday. A military council led by Deby's son, a 37-year-old 4-star general, will govern for the next 18 months. Muhammad Idris Deby, Itno, will lead the council, but free and democratic elections will be held once the transition period is over, the army said in its statement. He later issued a statement naming the 14 other generals who will make up the new governing body. A BBC monitoring jihadist journalist tweeted a copy of the notice. Experts have told the BBC and other broadcasters that the move is unconstitutional and that the Speaker of Parliament should take over when a sitting president dies before organizing elections. Ahead of the election on 11 April, Deby campaigned on a platform of bringing peace and security to the region. Provisional results showed he had 80% of the vote, but there had been growing unhappiness over his government's management of Chad's oil resources. Idris Deby was known as that rare thing, a true warrior president. The former rebel and trained pilot was the opposite of an armchair general. For 30 years, he clung to power in Chad, a vast nation that straddled the Sahara and is surrounded by some of the continent's most protracted conflicts. And Deby had a hand in every one of them, from Darfur to Libya, Mali, Nigeria, and the Central African Republic. His troops were among the most battle-hardened on the planet. Domestically, he had become an increasingly autocratic figure. His latest election victory saw him claim nearly 80% of the vote. It is unclear if the poor, feeding, brittle state he leaves behind can manage a smooth transition. And there are wider concerns too. For years, President Deby was the West's indispensable ally in the war against Islamic militants in Mali, Niger, and beyond. His death leaves a vacuum that many may now fight to fill. In a statement, the French presidency described Mr. Deby as a brave friend and said it affirmed its attachment to the stability of Chad. Over the years, France has deployed troops and fighter jets to push back Mr. Deby's opponents. Chadian forces are considered to be the most effective of the Western-backed G5 countries fighting Islamic militants in the Sahel region, and it has often proved to be the most stable country in a region that includes Libya, Sudan, and the Central African Republic, where armed groups roam freely and trade in weapons and lucrative resources that fuel conflict, says the BBC's Catherine Baruhanga. Founded in 2016 by disillusioned former army officers, the rebel FACT group accuses President Deby of repression in the run-up to the election. They built up their base in Libya in the Tibesti Mountains, which shadow northern Chad and part of southern Libya. On election day, the group mounted an attack on a border post and gradually advanced on Jamena. The latest clash began on Saturday. An army general told Reuters news agency that 300 insurgents were killed and 150 were captured, 5 government soldiers were killed and 36 were injured, he said. The figures could not immediately be verified. Some foreign embassies in the capital have urged their staff to leave. A former BBC journalist in Jamena says the situation there seemed relatively calm. The news is filtering through the people, but the city is calm and people are just shocked to hear that actually, because many people didn't even know that the President Deby was wounded or that he was at the front line, said Mahamat Adamu. In the streets in downtown, there are armored vehicles that are posted at key road junctions. Of course, there is a sense of what is going to happen, but not more than that. Jamena has come under rebel attack before, and there was panic in the city on Monday, with parents taking their children home from school when tanks were deployed along the main roads. This is it, my people. It's really very sad for us to lose this president. May his soul rest in peace. Please kindly subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much.